In this video, I'm going to give you 10 tips and strategies that will help you maximize your traditional or Roth 401k. I personally wish that I knew a few of these things earlier in life, and if I did, my 401k balance would be much higher than it is today. But even if you are not in the early stages of your career, this video still applies to you, and I highly suggest that you watch it because this 10-minute video could prevent you from making costly mistakes that could potentially cost you hundreds of thousands of dollars in retirement. In terms of the structure of this video, I'm going to start this video by briefly explaining what a 401k plan is. We'll then talk about the two types of 401k plans, traditional and Roth, and then I'm going to provide you all with 10 tips that will help you maximize your 401k in retirement. If this sounds good to you, please hit that like button so this video is recommended to others. Let's start this video by discussing what a 401k plan is. According to Investopedia, a 401k plan is a retirement savings plan offered by many American employers that has tax advantages for the saver. The employee who signs up for a 401k agrees to have a percentage of each paycheck paid directly into an investment account. The employer may match part or all of that contribution. The employee gets to choose among a number of investment options, usually mutual funds. Now let's talk about how a traditional 401k plan works. With a traditional 401k, your contributions are deducted from your gross income, meaning the money comes from your pay before income taxes have been deducted. As a result of these deductions, your taxable income is reduced by the total amount of contributions for the year and can be reported as a tax deduction for that tax year. As an example, if you make $75,000 but contributed $10,000 to your 401k, you'd be taxed on $65,000 instead of $75,000. With a traditional 401k, no taxes are due on the money that you contribute or the growth of that money until you withdraw the money in retirement. Now let's talk about how a Roth 401k works because it works in a slightly different way. With a Roth 401k, your contributions are deducted from your after-tax income, meaning contributions come from your pay after income taxes have been deducted. As a result, there is no tax deduction in the year of the contribution. However, when the money is withdrawn during retirement, no additional taxes are due on your contributions or your earnings. You could have millions of dollars or even billions of dollars in your Roth IRA like Peter Thiel, and you wouldn't owe a penny in taxes as long as you're over 59 and a half. So to sum it all up, with a traditional 401k, you don't pay taxes when you put the money into your retirement account, but you have to pay taxes on it when you withdraw it in retirement. And with a Roth 401k, you pay taxes on the money that you put into your retirement account, but you don't have to pay taxes when you withdraw your money in retirement. It can be confusing to understand the difference, and I hope that this explanation was beneficial. Now that you know what a 401k plan is, and you know the difference between a traditional 401k and a Roth 401k, let's cover the 10 401k tips and strategies that I know you guys are all dying to hear. Tip 1, make sure that you are maximizing your 401k match. Many employers have a 401k matching program, and the most common 401k match is 50 cents for each dollar up to 6% of your pay. So if your employer offers a 401k match, make sure that you are taking full advantage of it. It's literally free money and the easiest and simplest way to boost your 401k balance. So if you're currently not taking advantage of your employer's 401k match, do it, and do it now. Tip 2, make sure that you're contributing the money within your 401k to an actual fund or investment. Most company 401k plans allow you to invest in a wide variety of mutual funds, but many people forget to actually invest the money in their 401k to an actual fund. So you not only want to make sure that you are contributing money to your 401k, you also want to make sure that you are investing in some sort of fund. Otherwise, your money is not growing. It's just going to be sitting there doing nothing. And if you don't know what to invest in, a great place to start is a target date fund. So if your expected retirement year is 2050, make sure you at least invest in a 2050 target date fund. Tip 3, don't accept the default savings rate of your 401k plan. Anytime you start a new job, you are likely to be automatically signed up for a retirement account that will automatically contribute around 3% of your pay into the company's 401k plan. In most instances, 3% is not going to be enough to maintain your lifestyle in retirement, so make sure you try to contribute more than the default rate, especially if the company is matching any additional contributions. Tip 4, minimize your fees. I can't stress this enough because high fees will significantly reduce your 401k balance over the course of your career. Most US large cap mutual funds have expense ratios of 0.7% or higher, which is really high in my opinion. Instead, I would strongly consider investing in an S&P 500 index fund or a total market index fund, which have expense ratios of 0.05% or lower. This may not seem like a big deal, but this subtle difference in fees could cost you hundreds of thousands of dollars in retirement. Tip 5, diversify your assets. A 401k is not a race, it's a marathon, and my advice to you is to diversify your investments with a mix of stock and bond funds that is appropriate for your risk tolerance. Typically, in your younger years, you'll have more exposure to stocks, and as you approach retirement, you'll have greater exposure to bonds. But like I mentioned earlier in this video, a target date fund is a great solution for this. Target date funds are diversified between stocks and bonds, they automatically rebalance, and they automatically get more conservative as you get closer to retirement. Tip 6, don't try to time the market. Besides not contributing to a 401k plan, the worst thing you can do is try to time the market. I personally know people, and I've read so many studies of people trying to time the market every time they hear some negative economic news. Do yourself a favor and don't try to time the market, just stay the course. Over the last 100 years, the US market has always recovered from bear markets and recessions, and I expect that to continue for the foreseeable future. Tip 7, don't cash out early. Whatever you do, do not cash out your 401k early. I know it can seem tempting to spend your 401k, but if you withdraw money from your 401k before the age of 59 and a half, you will face a 10% early withdrawal penalty, and you'll have to pay income tax on that amount withdrawn. But the bigger penalty of cashing out your 401k early is that you'll miss out on the beauty of compound interest, which is absolutely essential to building a large nest egg. Essentially, the more money that you have in your 401k, the more money you will make. So whatever you do, do not cash out your 401k early unless it is absolutely necessary. Tip 8, if you leave your current employer, consider rolling your 401k over into an IRA. If you leave an employer where you have a 401k, or you've left an employer in the past and you still have your 401k with them, you should strongly consider rolling it over into a traditional IRA. I've actually done this and I'm so happy that I did, and the best part is the process is extremely easy. I did my rollover through TD Ameritrade. I literally called them and they walked me through the entire process. The best part is that you don't have to pay taxes on the rollover, and once you have an IRA, you can invest in just about anything. Individual stocks, index funds, ETFs, you name it. And you can eventually convert a portion of this IRA into a Roth IRA, which is incredible. Tip 9, contributing to your 401k actually lowers your tax burden. I actually touched on this earlier, but as an example, let's say that you made $80,000 and you contribute $10,000 to your 401k. Well, instead of having to pay taxes on your $80,000 income, you only have to pay taxes on $70,000 because you contributed $10,000 to your 401k. Tip 10, don't forget about RMDs, or required minimum distributions. After age 72, you have to start taking money out of your 401k or risk having to pay a hefty penalty. There are some circumstances where you can actually convert your Roth 401k into a Roth IRA and avoid RMDs, but I'm not gonna get into that in this video. If you all got value from this video, please hit the like button so that it is recommended to others, and please consider subscribing to my YouTube channel. Thank you all for watching. My name is Ravi Wadan. I will see you all next time.